Hey everyone, Sound884 here with a Blast from the Past review, and yes, this is not G1. I'm going to expand this to everything before Combiner Wars, and today we're going to take a look at 2009's universe Ratchet and Ironhide. So, these figures are only 8 years ago. They're less than a decade since these figures came out, and we're going to see how well they have aged. And I'm going to say, not well. First off, they are panelly messes in vehicle mode. Hard to get the tabs to stay in. They look like a bad jigsaw puzzle with this awkward baby blue, sky blue paint. It doesn't match the opaque blue windshields. They've been better going for a little bit darker blue. So they're, Ironhide. And everybody complains nowadays about, well, they don't paint the rims, they don't, do certain things. Look, this is 2009. I understand emergency vehicles, a lot of those do not have painted rims. Like a lot of cop cars, they do not have that. So that looks fine. That's just an issue here. But, my main thing here is, I don't know if you can see it, sloppy paint. And, you got some over here. And just overall, just that. What is this? I know this comes out to be his arms, so then you got to have the joints for the articulation, and that's what that is. Overall, in the van mode, for our first figures like this in a long time, what was it, 25 years from the original Ratchet and Ironhide, these are nice updates. Anybody's excited to get them. Yes, they have their cons, they have their flaws, and they have their pros, the good things about them. Overall, the alt mode head-on does not look that bad. It looks fine. Straight from the back, again, it is not that bad at all. I do like the little nice personalized tags. It does look a little, wonky when you want to look at the how the tires come down. They kind of come at this weird angle here. But, like I said, the biggest drawback in the vehicle mode is just the weird painted windows. Of course, you got the gap here. It's not even a window. The weird painted windows, the jigsaw-looking puzzle here, the bad tabbing in of stuff. And that's really about it in vehicle mode. Just tabbing, Good thing also you can store their guns. And a lot of these, ever since those classics and everything came back, you can tab their weapons underneath. There's a little tab and peg hole and a peg. So, as a look at Ironhide, just take a look at him. We'll just do like a little 360 if you want to take a good look at it. Woohoo. Woohoo. Like I said, I don't mind the fronts and the backs. The sides is where it really kind of kills you. Front and back is not bad. Even from up top, it's not that bad. Kind of gappy in some spots, but overall, and from the bottom, it's perfectly fine. And yes, let's take a look at Ratchet, and I'll get back to what I'm about to say. I won't lose that train of thought. Like it says, help us. And he has the light bar up top. Underneath, he's got in the store as well. Where I had his. Let me see his face. Hello. So yes, these are the definitions of a repaint. These are the exact same figures, repainted. The only difference is the light bar on top of Ratchet. Everything else is exactly the same. The faces are the same. The weapons are the same. It's exactly the same. So. There's, it's just the repaint. People complain nowadays about that as well. And it's always been a complaint probably ever since, G1 probably not, because we were kids, Thundercracker, Starscream, we were just excited to have different characters. But as you get older, you're just saying, man, they're really being cheap here, kind of stuff. But, these are exactly the same. Same thing, repainted. And just throw on a light bar. So, let's get the transformation. I guess we'll do Ironhide first. They're exactly the same transformation. So, we'll get to looking at it. Let's get this to focus in. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is untab this front grille here. I'm going to raise this section up. Go ahead and fold this piece under. Then you're left with this. You can go ahead and untab these little front sections. And yes, it's not meant to come off, but yes, they do. I hadn't transformed these guys since probably 2009, 2010. And on both Ratchet and Ironhide, I'm having a hard time to keep these on when I'm transforming them. I've done better with Ironhide than I did with Ratchet. But this little metal pin here, it just goes on to this little U-hook. And you just pick it back up. Snap it back on. Yeah. Now you come down here, the feet is pegged back here. And just untab that on both sides. And then you just want to work the legs that go around the hips here. Just careful not to pop that piece back off again, because this is another way I need to do that. And it goes back over the hip joint. You fold this piece in, close it up, unfold the foot, fold this piece back. Do the same thing on this one. Try to get that up and over the hip joint. Fold that in, close it up, bring down, pull this up, and bring his foot down. You can turn around. This is the front of his legs. This is what you have just made. Okay, next thing you want to do, his arms are underneath here. So what you want to do is you grab this piece. And I can bring the camera up a little bit more so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I guess that'd be good. You just bring this piece out. You can see how the windows are his arms. That's why there is such like a jigsaw puzzle. Is because that's all his articulation points. You can go ahead and fold the hands out if you wish. Okay. Now take these little tires, the whole front section here, and you just want to fold them to the back. And this will fill in his torso underneath, so it's not big and hollow. Fold his bumper down. And as you do so, you'll notice this piece comes pushed up in his window. It shows his Autobot insignia. Now as you fold this down, come on and bend that piece back here. Fold this down, his head will be pushed up from there. Then you just want to take, there's like a little weird kind of peg thing. It kind of goes into this little slot here. It doesn't really tab in or anything, but it's sort of rests. You just kind of go ahead and push that in and bring his torso down to there. His arms, just spin this around, and then you want to bring this down, and then you spin this piece here. So we'll do that on this one as well. Bring that down and spin that. And just letting you know, these figures are pegged in. Watch. If I can get it. Let's see. Where is it pegged in at? Right there. So if this happens during transformation, it did on my Ratchet, but not on this one. Don't be worried. And just this little peg, and there's a hole. And just push them back together. I probably should have done it Ratchet since his came out pretty much with ease and Ironhide didn't. But his arms are also the same way. If you try too hard and doing something wrong, they are also pegged in the same way. So just it's a bit of warning, but these figures are old, so most people probably know things like this already. And that is your Ironhide with the baby blue face, which on the package is gray or silver. And in real life, it came out this ridiculous color. Let's take a look at that ugly mug with the baby blues. Let's get some light on it. Shine the light on. His place is Oregon. Oh. It's hard to see his face because of the way their heads. He's constantly just wanting to look down. I guess he's sad, just mopey. I don't know. There is a fan mode, like a thing you can do to fix that. It does take away his Autobot. I like to hit the camera, don't I? Autobot insignia and this little detailing on the inside of his gears, or whatever you want to call it. So what you want to do is just raise him back up. Pull out his bumper, which will lower that away. And then you turn his wheels back around this way. And you close them back down. Bring them up a little bit. and close him down. Now what this does is it makes him taller. It makes his head be a little bit higher. He still kind of looks down a tad, but he's not as we can close that back up a little bit. As he doesn't look as mopey. Now he looks a little better. He can actually sort of make eye contact. Like I said, it does make him taller, so I guess he'll fit in better. If you into like scale, try to match it to cartoon. This will help out a little bit because it will make him, like I said, a little bit taller. Okay, another thing you can do. I don't have their packages, as you probably know. This is what he comes with. He comes with this little piece here, this thing here. Just get the focus. One side would be, okay, get out of the way. Doesn't like focus on his gun. You pull this out, and I guess you have like a gun. Then you push this in this way. You have like a blade. If you have it in the blade, you do not have to fold his hand down. All this does is go over his hand. His hand goes inside this hole. And there's like little tabs here that goes on these grooves on his forearm or his wrist. And there you go. Now that was for some close quarters combat. I mean, he's got to be really close to somebody to really be able to use this weapon. Like I said, I don't have his packaging. I probably could look it up. But I know if you do it this way and you have the gun come out, you have to fold his wrist in, and then you just proceed to the same thing where it just snaps onto the grooves. And he has this. So now it looks like he's got like a Gatling gun kind of thing on his arm. So as his weapon, and which is kind of cool. And yes, these figures didn't use light piping. I don't know if I can get that to really work for you. There you go. That's with, without, with some more. God, he's evil. Alright. So he's got some good, they got good light piping. If you can get the light piping in behind their eyes, just due to the fact that they got this big piece in the back that will block out most of the light. So usually he just has this dead stare. So we'll take him out of the way. And I guess I'll show you Ratchet too, just for the fun of it. I mean, it's exactly the same. But we'll see what kind of problems arise and things pop off while doing this guy. So first thing I'm doing is I'm going to tap that. I'm going to pull his gun out from down there. Raise this whole thing up. Fold that in. And raise these bits up a little bit. And we want to untap the feet from here. See? I should just wait and show you Ratchet because he likes to do that at will. So hey, while I got him in two separate pieces, I'll just go ahead and do the lower half. So I just want to work this leg around his hip joint there. Do this one too. Get this piece over the hip joint. Ooh. Kicking your top off. Then you just want to fold the piece in and you just close it up. Fold it in, close it up. And then it's from his leg. And just pull that back, pull that up, back, and up. There you go. There's his lower half. We'll just put this to the side. And we'll get to the top half. Since he likes to separate. So I've had this problem with my Ratchet. He likes to pop off. Pieces like just pop right off this guy. Go ahead and bring his arms out. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this back. Fold these to the outside. Fold that up. Which shows his insignia. Stuff inside. And I'll leave him this way to show you the height and stuff differences. But to do the other mode, you just leave the wheels out and the bumper down. So now you just want to bend this piece back. And then fold that down on itself here to get his head to pop up. And what I'm going to do now is pop this piece back together. Yeah. Come on. Okay. And I guess now I can finish his arms while I'm here. Now, I do remember on his packaging for this thing, they call this his medical dispenser. So I guess they're saying this shoots out medicine tubes. I don't know, or tubes of medicine. And they want you to use the blade for Ratchet. So let's go ahead and do the blade for him. So I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be a medical dispenser for Ironhide. So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be some kind of gun. So, yeah. Get him to pose a little bit. I'll take a look at his mug, I guess. He's looking down a little bit more. But he is the gray face. He doesn't have the baby blue where they messed up the paint or whatever. So, let's bring Ironhide back. Yeah, I saw the difference was the light bar. Well, he's got that crest on his forehead, whereas Ironhide does not. Yeah, a little bit different head. So, yeah. Sorry, I lied. Okay. You can tell the difference in the height. It's not that great. It's maybe a quarter of an inch. Ironhide is taller. Ratchet finishes probably about his nose. So it's up to you which way you want to display the figures. If you have these, if you're actually trying to go back and collect figures that came out last decade, the end of last decade, or no, or you're a completionist and you want to complete your collection of certain characters. So this will show you different ways of how they would look if you displayed them the way that Hasbro wants you to do it, or a way to give him a little bit of height and have his head not be so, down. Like I said, this way though, you lose the insignia and all the little inner detailings that you get there. So in robot mode overall, I think the figures have a very nice. They're very well done overall in robot mode, minus the head stuff. They have good silhouettes. They do look imposing. They look nice all around. They do have kibble in the back in the form of a backpack. Overall, it is not that bad. They are advanced. Stuff's got to go somewhere. And back then when these cost like $10, it's fine. Now, go over articulation of these figures. They do have this little movement here for transformation. Shoulder, like butterfly joints that go back and forth. You can turn it all the way around. It's got an elbow swivel here. And an elbow, it's very limited on the elbow joint. The elbow bend, you don't get very much out of that. He does have a wrist swivel because it is on a ball joint. So that goes for both arms there. Head can turn and it gets stuck back there. That's because of the big thing in the back. But when you're looking down, also the chin will hit the side of the car too. So that helps stop it. It's got a waist swivel. I believe this way, I don't know if you have in this mode, you might lose that swivel. You got it still, but it's a little more wonky. He goes out to the sides, way up high. Don't spin him around. He's got a thigh swivel, a decent knee bend. Got a little bit of the other way too. So that's good. He also has ankle tilt. The ankles will tilt, mostly just to the inside, and then of course you got the foot going back and forth. So what you kind of lose in appearance a little bit, the toy makes up for it with some of their articulation, mainly for the feet, which is nice. And of course, things you don't get nowadays, the wrist swivels. So, that's always a nice benefit. Nice plus. My words. Alright. So, these figures back then, if you notice, the plastic isn't as hollow in places. Really only hollow part in the plastic is in the back of their legs. Of course, their legs are awfully thin. Hollowness would be in their legs underneath where the panels fold. You can stick a finger in there. And when they do this little cheap thing to get them taller, then it kind of makes them hollow underneath the torso, the chest area. But yeah, knocked his gun off. Overall, I think they're good figures. This is these are two figures I really would like Hasbro, Takara to somewhat come back and revisit, do brand new molds on. I know we got an Ironhide in the Combiner Wars series, but that's not Ironhide to me. It's more based off, like, I think the movie verse Ironhide. He's a pickup truck, which honestly I think fits his personality better than a van. But if you want to go back for G1, which a lot of toys are sort of trying to hit that G1 look somewhat, I think they should come back and revisit these two characters again. Give us another try again for a proper Ratchet and Ironhide in a deluxe or Voyager scale figure. I think either would work for them. Like I said, overall pros on these figures, if you want to go back and buy them, they do have some, not heft, but they do feel more solid in vehicle and robot mode when you hold them than some of the modern day deluxes do. They have lots of articulation. You get the wrist, you get the ankle tilts, and that's nice. That's probably like pretty much your pros. Your cons is the face sculpts, the way the face has to come up, to get it to look. The alt mode is a con in the fact that the windows are ugly and jigsaw puzzle like. So I do like that when this isn't really a pro or con, this is some of my own preference here, is that they use the rear window to be their chest window instead of G1 where in the cartoon and the figure, there's the front windshield was their chest. I do like this way. I think it's nice. And overall, they are nice figures, but again, I would like to see some updates from Hasbro or Takara on these new molds, please. Power of the Primes, I really doubt we'll see any of these, but maybe with the line after Power of the Primes, maybe you can hit us up with a brand new Ratchet and Ironhide mold, something that, is a lot better than this. But overall, these are not that bad, but honestly, I would not recommend picking these up unless you are a diehard Ratchet or Ironhide fan and are a completist of those characters. So yeah, from now on, in some of these Blasts of the Past, I'm going to start just reviewing everything up until Combiner Wars. So that's any of the Classics, Universe, or Generations, Thrilling 30s. I'm going to throw these in with them, what I have left anyway, that I have not sold. So I'm going to try to bring you a Blast from the Past every Monday, and I'll probably do it other days if I don't have anything else to review. So yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. Until next one, peace out.